Welcome to the In My Opinion Show with Ronald, Barrington, Robinson, and friends, seen on the internet 24 hours a day. I want to welcome our millions of viewers worldwide. Please tune in to the In My Opinion Show. You can see our programs through YouTube, Facebook, and please share these movies with any and everybody on your pages. I want to introduce our co-host, Jackie Williams.
Hello, everyone.
And Mr. Henry Hatter.
Hello, Ron. Miss Williams. Welcome back.
Let's talk about comedian Roseanne Barr. Her new show was canceled for a racist remark against Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett and others, comparing Jarrett and other blacks to apes. What's wrong with these people, okay? Roseanne Barr, you need to check your DNA. You like every living human being on this earth. Your DNA will show you that your heritage, that your historical being on this planet originated in Africa, and that goes for everybody else, all folk in the world. Jackie, what are your thoughts?
It's very disappointing because in the direction that the United States is going in right now, because of our president, he is the leader. Because when you have things that go unchecked, it gets out of hand really fast. And because we have a Congress and a House that will not call him or rein him in, he is getting worse because, first he would say, the Pocahontas, and then he would get away with that, and then he would say something else, and then he disrespected, the military family. So he's gone on to do all these things. So since he's been in office, we have had more racial-driven crimes than any other president because it's coming from him. Even at his rallies prior to him being president, he would encourage him, get him out of here. So he is a voice that is prompting these people to feel empowered. And then he is not, with the same voice that he has power, he is not pushing back on it. So he never said what Roseanne did was wrong. He was just worried about her being fired because everything turns into him. So he was more worried about because he said at a rally that this is a show that talks about him and represents them. So it was more about him, but he never addressed how degrading, and the ape is one of the oldest racial things that you could ever do, because that's what they used to compare us to all the time, because so many people still feel as though black people are not equal. So this is just that little tag, just in case you thought that you have arrived, like Henry said, black people are coming up. This is a little tag to say you're still black and you'll never be equal to me. That's what that tag said. That's what that ape meant, to let you know, I don't care how high power you get, you'll never be a white person. And that's what that meant. So it was never talked down. So it empowered that statement, and Roseanne should have been fired.
Exactly. And Donald Trump, you need to check your DNA too. Okay, brother man. You're from the continent of Africa yourself. Vis-a-vis, you may have been born in Germany or wherever the hell you was born, wherever. Though this is a family-oriented program, okay. Wherever you were born, okay, and the parents before them, okay. But Mr. Hatter.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't think that every black person, we're in two parties. We're segmented in two ways. There are those who ascribe to become white. And there are those who are comfortable. Okay, and I don't think the comment meant anything to me. Nothing, because I know who I am. I don't care what other people think that I am, but I know what I think I am, and I can demonstrate it. And I think that black people need to find comfort in their own skin. And we won't always do that because we'll blame other people. When we're uncomfortable, we just blame other people. We look around at somebody that doesn't look like us.
I don't think we're looking around to blame. I don't think that's
it's my point that I'm making, right? And I think when she said that we were closer to apes, there's nothing that government can do that. The president can't stop you from thinking what you think.
You can't
or
stop you
saying
from being,
what she said.
American.
Stop and think about it. They can't stop you. You have freedom of speech.
I'm not
Hang
saying
on.
stop you.
No. This woman said, and it was a bad comment, and would like to be seen as political, but it's driven not by blacks, but it's driven by other ways to exacerbate the gravity of it. And we just follow along. Oh yeah, that's racism. We never say things are racist on our own. We let other people say it for us. We never measure anything. We never tender. We never comment on it. We don't change it. We just run with it. And now it's blown out as a really bizarre racist comment. But remember, the government cannot do anything about that.
We're not
Here's
talking
what the
about
government's role is in this. The government's role must be to mitigate the impact of it. Not to eradicate it, but to mitigate it so it does not destabilize the nation.
And did he do that? Did he do that?
I don't know. That's I think that's still being negotiated.
No.
He has instigated a lot of this stuff.
Hang on for a minute, please. Government interfering too much in our daily lives will destabilize the nation itself. It can't go out and beat Miss Barr over the head, hammer her, or hammer whites, or hammer skinheads, or hammer Ku Klux Klanners. It must minimize the gravity of it, because that will always be with us, and we must learn to live with it. As we must learn to live with women will always be beat up by men who don't respect women, and kids will always be molested. And those kind of things, and government it can't eradicate it because we're human beings. So it must try to mitigate it.
But we have to condemn this stuff.
Well, I think it's condemned by the American people itself.
No, that's not their role. His role, they said every other president has spoken against, but even when he had the problem in Charlotte, so it just goes back to, let's go back to the history of it. When you had the problem in Charlotte, when you had all that, he said they're both good people. And they were like, these people are prejudiced, and they're trying to hurt. They went there to hurt somebody. And you said, these people are good people. Well, go back to Roseanne's background. Roseanne dressed up like Hitler and baked some cookies.
She's a comedian.
No, that's not comedian stuff.
Well, yes,
that's not comedian stuff.
As for her, it is.
No,
and
it
for
isn't.
the American people,
because guess what she did? She removed it.
Okay.
She removed it because that's very.
It's insensitive to Jews. It's insensitive to many Americans.
And she baked some cookies that were Jews.
Yeah.
That's too much.
I believe, is she a Jew herself?
I don't know what she is.
I think.
But she was dressed up like Hitler, and she baked some cookies that were Jews. This is too far.
Okay,
it's too far for your president to call somebody Pocahontas.
But we've seen the Stooges dress up as Jews. I mean, they dress up as Hitler. We've seen a lot of comedians that dress up as Hitler. It's a comedy show.
Who dresses up like Hitler?
The three Stooges
from the 70s. This is 2018,
I don't care when it
Henry.
is, but it's part of the art form.
30-some years later, we're not doing this, Henry.
It was part of the art form.
No.
And we endured it, we lived it, we laughed at it, and so on and so on.
No, but that's why Make America Great Again. This is bringing all of this stuff back, Henry.
Bringing what back? We're better off as a nation.
No, we're not.
Racism,
no, we're not.
Racism is probably as strong today as it ever was. It's just driven underground. You guys have driven it underground.
No,
you've intimidated a lot of Americans.
So we're just making up videos.
Yeah, it could be, but you've intimidated a lot of people, so they don't tell you what they think about.
Videos have revealed what has been happening all along. Well, so now we have a recording of how. I mean, people are just.
And you believe everything without spins. People put spins on things to convince you. They have studied the
Your
behavior of
president is the
human
number one
beings
spin
for
person.
a long time.
Exactly. Fake news,
And,
no collusion. I know all about spin.
And I believe that there is fake news. I believe the president is
And I think he is
plotted
fake
against.
news.
Yeah, he has some flaws.
Not
himself.
only is he fake news, but he's a serial liar. Okay, he's told, according to published reports, over 4,000 lies. That's unprecedented. Out of all those other 44 presidents before him.
You know what? If you tell one lie, you're a liar. If you tell 10 lies, you're a liar. If you tell 4,000, you're a liar.
But Henry, that position
But you guys
calls
are
for
making
integrity.
excuses.
The president of the United States position calls for integrity.
It does have integrity,
And so,
yes.
how can you have integrity
And
when
what
you
is
stand up
integrity?
there?
Define integrity.
I should be a believable person. This is a person that's the
Believable
commander
to
in
whom?
chief.
Your enemies?
Not to your
The
enemy.
people who...
You are the president for everyone. Unfortunately, Donald Trump is the
And all
president for everybody.
and all
You just
presidents
can't
have-
select. You can't just select a group that you want to be president. Your base is not the only people that you're the president for. You're the president for all of us, and you need to act like it. You need to act like you have other people in your party. That you represent besides the people that you like.
Did George Bush do that?
Which one?
Either one. George Herbert Bush or George Bush Jr.? Which
Senior
one?
did.
Yeah?
Senior.
And what was wrong with George Bush Jr. had 5 black people in his cabinet, the largest ever been. And you say
I said senior.
senior is
Junior is. I said junior. Senior probably did, but junior didn't.
didn't what?
He didn't have a lot of people in his
He
cabinet.
had 5. He had 5 black people in his cabinet, the largest ever been.
How many did Obama have?
I don't know, probably less than that.
No.
I'm talking about cabinet people who sat in these cabinet positions.
I know what you're talking
There are only so many cabinet
about.
positions.
How many did Donald Trump have?
I don't know.
None.
One.
I don't know.
Ben Carson. And I like to take a pass on him.
And you know what? I am not hurt by that. He chooses the people that he thinks he wants around him. If I were president, I wouldn't choose you guys. I would choose somebody that I'd
That's
trust.
why you're eating alone tonight, Henry.
No, but seriously, guys, you have to, when you select people around you and you have an agenda, you have goals to meet, you have objectives to meet.
But this is a
There's an
point,
aspiration.
Henry.
But you choose the people around you that's going to carry out that agenda. Right or wrong, whether they think you're right or wrong, that is a team. And he
But
is
your
the head
team
of the
should
team.
reflect America, not just your house, but everybody's house. It should
Wow.
reflect America.
I think it does.
No, it doesn't, because they show the
Were
interns.
they Americans?
I don't know. We
Were
don't
they
know
born
this
here?
question. I don't know.
Yes,
He
they
wasn't.
were.
His wife wasn't born here, so let's
Because
get started.
they didn't look like us, right? They were still Americans.
Yeah, I mean, the president that, because he doesn't know who's
James, the bad football player, he says, if I had one person I would invite to my house, it would be that James.
Well, Cohen's going on his way to prison.
Well, he don't have to visit nobody else's house.
Or was it Cohen? Was it somebody else?
We don't
I think
know.
it was Cohen.
Talking about that.
You
They
guys
showed
don't-
an intern. Did you know they showed the intern picture for this year? And I think there is 2 interns, and normally there's like 20 plus. There is 2 black interns in the whole White House.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Interns for what? Oh, yeah, okay.
And
okay.
they said what it is they said that
That's their child.
his cabinet is
My
full.
daughter is also a White House appointee.
Well,
Just because there are only 2 black interns, it may be a choice.
no.
Like, you guys would never intern, huh? Would you? Would any of
Yeah,
your
I would-
kids
I would-
intern
I would-
there?
I would
Because
intern
under
just to
Donald Trump? No, you
No, but I'm
wouldn't.
saying I don't think it was an opportunity for them.
No, I believe it was.
I don't.
Because those opportunities are sent out all over the land.
But he's doing stuff that normal people don't do.
And
so I don't believe that.
Now be credible when you say these things.
No, I'm telling
My
you because
daughter is a White House appointee.
your daughter is your daughter, so I understand that.
And what we try to do
But that's
is
just
encourage
one.
everybody else who looks like us to try this experiment. To go to the White House, learn something different, something new. Grow up in the world. Get out of the hole. Don't wallow anymore.
We're
Rise.
not waddling. They pushed us in a hole and then threw the dirt on us.
Do you think Trump is comfortable in his skin?
Yes, I do. I think that Trump is very comfortable in his skin, and he knows who he is.
He's a racist.
Well, that's what
I
you
don't think he
say.
knows
Oh
who he
yeah,
is.
that's who
I
he
don't
is.
think. Did you ask him?
He says it all the time.
No, but did you
His
ask
actions.
him? No.
His actions show who you
When
are.
did he say I'm a racist?
When did he say he's not? He was
Well, no,
because
come on
this is
now,
what he
come
do.
on.
He picks every time. He had one man in his audience that they said is paid, and he'll say, "Look, a black American for me." No, not black American, a black.
All politicians
It's just
do
one.
that.
No, they don't.
Yes,
no,
they
they
do.
don't. They don't have to
Mrs.
pull out.
Clinton had. She could have started the Tarzan movie. with
No,
all
there
the
you go.
people
Now
in it.
look, now,
Look.
and now listen to him.
That's all right.
Listen to him.
But look at how we're throwing race around here.
No,
Yeah,
that's the
look at-
truth, though.
no.
Those are facts.
You say everybody does it.
No, I didn't say everybody.
And Mrs. Clinton, she just had all kind of blacks in the audience.
And you think they were there not by choice? I liked her, and I was there by choice.
No, they were put there. See, I've been there for Trump, and I've sat in prominent places.
You had a sign.
No, but I was I was in a very prominent place along with.
But you didn't have. But you wouldn't hold a sign.
Well, I don't remember whether I was holding a sign for what.
You know you wasn't holding no sign that said
A sign?
blacks for Trump.
Oh no, I didn't hold any signs. I think my grace and dignity is above that. I don't need to demonstrate that. That's for people who don't
Then
know.
tell that one man that's at the rally.
Huh?
Because he don't know. Then he don't need to wear that
See,
sign.
you guys are always so sensitive about building things on race.
If we don't speak up for ourselves, nobody else is going to speak up for us.
Well,
it's that simple.
Yeah.
Okay. If we don't see inequality, all right, nobody is going to speak for us.
Silence
we
is
as
agreement.
we as Americans of African descent, if we don't speak up for ourselves, nobody else is going to speak up for us. We don't need another race telling our stories.
And that's what I've been trying to tell you all the
Let
time.
us tell our own
You
stories.
must speak your own story.
And you must
create your
remember
own
the
strategy.
past. You must remember the past so it doesn't repeat itself. That's why so many people, are speaking up, including me. Include me, because I'm going to run my mouth and I'm going to say what I want to say.
But is that a prudent thing to run your mouth to say what you want to say?
Yeah.
But don't you have to have your conversation connect with the cause?
But how many
Don't you have
conversations
to
must we
influence-
have?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know where we're going with that. But I'm talking about. Don't we have to, when we speak, we should somehow hope to engage the public when we speak. When we have something to say, we have to say it. We have to say it in a way that we don't destroy the intent of what we hope to achieve with that conversation.
But how long
And
have we been talking?
No, but
The same
that was
thing over
yesterday.
and over.
This is now.
Yesterday, it's the
This
present.
This is now. A lot of things have changed. A lot of water over the dam. Okay? And we have to look at it. And look what's happening, as you said, Jackie, with the paradigm shift. The paradigm shift is coming. We will have tremendous amounts of influence and power. And we are having begin to mobilize how we will connect together, define goals and objectives, what we want to see, how we will make the country better than it was a decade ago. We have done none of that. Our kids, we have not gone and asked teachers to develop programs that would make sure that our kids are prepared for leadership in 32 years from now. Our kids are all over the place.
We can ask the teachers all we want,
Right.
but it's the people, and that are in charge of the system from the State House. All right.
Teachers are the ones that connect with children.
But if they do
have to
something
do
that the people up there in the State House, like the the education.
Yeah, we can
person.
petition those people
All right.
to do what we want because we are the people. And we're just not doing that.
But how can you do it, Henry? Just being real, 100. Let's just be 100. How can you talk about preparing for leadership when you can't even barbecue without somebody calling the police on you? And what they said was
That's your neighborhood. No, that's not the people.
No, it wasn't the neighborhood. They were at the park, and what they said is, because I watched, it was called Racism in America. You should watch it. It was on MSNBC, and it was a great show. And what it said was, people are using the police where they're uncomfortably racially. So this lady was at a place and they were barbecuing, and she was upset because she didn't want them to be able to barbecue there. So she will waste a police time to call them on this man who did nothing besides barbecue at a place. Or how about in Walmart? Somebody's uncomfortable because a black person is walking in Walmart. So you call the police, and what did he do? They killed this man. He did nothing. So how can we have a talk about leadership when we can't even exist right now without being harassed? Stop. They were saying that we are prosecuted 3 times the rate that our counterparts are, and you're saying that we're ready for leadership. No, we're ready for justice. That's what we're ready for.
No, you gotta look.
No, we're not waddling. We're tired. We're tired of being.
Just like yesterday, all right. There was 5 ladies at a golf course, all right. And these whites called the police on them, all right, because they said they're going too slow. You know what I mean? And what kind of mess is that? All right?
Guys,
we're tired, Henry. We're tired. You can talk all that shit you want.
You guys just walked into all my comments. You just really
but we're tired. We're tired.
This is what I said alone, and I hope you someday get the message. Racism will always be with us.
Sure.
And you guys are still trotting that
fight
subject.
it every step of the way.
And you can fight it all the way, but you should have a strategy if you're going to be effective. And you need to get people on your side that's not there now. And how do you do that? It takes smart people. I was here. The subject that we're talking about is preparing our kids for leadership. And
but how can you prepare them when they're being taunted right now?
When you're, I said, how do we prepare? Listen to me. I said, how do we prepare our kids for leadership? And guess what? You're condemning everything that's possible that should be done. It can't happen.
No, we're not saying that.
Hang on.
You prepare them from home.
You guys gonna let me make the point, or are you guys going to? Okay, here's my point. We have to prepare our kids for leadership. And there's a way that you do it effectively. You don't randomize actions here and there, but you strategize so that the outcome is exactly what you want it to be. And our kids, as I said, will be a large part of corporations, a large part of public policy, a large part of leadership. And yet, if you look at our kids on the street and in colleges and universities, they're not anywhere prepared for that kind of leadership. And this is the biggest thing that would happen in this century. This paradigm shift. And yet, we are not initiating any action. We're just letting it come together.
I disagree, because I disagree on 2 points. My first point is the basketball player. He went inside of, this is a basketball player, so this can happen to you, Henry, believe it or not.
And so, I would not
No, listen. So the basketball player went inside a drugstore to get something, and he was parked illegally.
And he should have been ticketed.
He should have been ticketed, but he shouldn't have been tased. He was tased, but they didn't know who he was. He was tased and brought down to the ground. They called 6 cops for him for illegally parking, and he kept saying to them, just give me a ticket so I can go. And it escalated where you called 6 police cars. They ended up tasing him. They didn't know he was an NBA star, but what he's doing is he's suing because he was saying he has to stand up for the underdog, because there's so many people who are being harassed unfairly, not getting justice.
That should have not been part of that conversation.
Yes, it is, because you're saying how can we prepare them?
And
we have to deal with the reality.
Because he is a physically dominant man.
Oh, stop it.
Stop and think about it. Stop and think about it.
The police even apologized and said they shouldn't have called 6 people.
I hope he sues them and takes everything that they got.
The police may have been intimidated by his mere size.
I don't care. They're intimidated because he was black, Henry.
This conversation is over for me. You don't care. We're not being
Henry,
logical.
No, logical has to happen after you deal with reality. You can't be logical and not deal with reality. This is still happening every day. We can't sit down and talk about leadership. We have to teach our kids how to survive. If you get stopped by the cop,
How to survive.
Yeah, Henry.
Look, in this country, how to survive, even the poorest stuff. Got health care, all the food he wants to eat, the water he
But
wants to
don't
drink.
get stopped by the police because you might end up dead.
That's right.
Shot in the back.
Real quickly, let's talk about.
Please.
Trump told NFL owners to punish any players that take a knee during the playing of the national anthem. We cannot let this madman get away with stuff like that because he's violating First Amendment rights. All right, that's in the Constitution. Okay, and in this, he's taken that whole knee thing out of context. It never was about the national anthem. All right, never was. Okay. Now, if I was these NFL players, I would not, all those teams, I would not even think about starting the NFL season. And I think there's going to be a lot of pushback on that. Okay? I mean, just because the owners agreed, that don't mean squat.
And I'm trying to think of what's the violation, because as a president, you're not supposed to weigh in on.
You got two subjects here, and I'm trying to figure out which one should I weigh in on. You're talking about the knee, and then you're talking about the president. Sort out something here.
The knee. How can he tell? How can he tell these players? Actually, how can he tell the owners? You can tell owners anything, okay? But how can you violate a person's First Amendment right? All right, that's your freedom of speech, okay? That they can't take a knee if they so choose, if that's their choice. What's it violating? Okay, what is it violating?
Okay, I'll give you a stab.
Nothing.
Who initiated taking the knee during the Pledge of Allegiance? Was it the people? Was the basketball
One player.
Okay, was one player.
Okay. And it wasn't about.
Hang on, you say it's not
flag.
about the flag.
It wasn't never about the flag.
So why did he do it when they were doing the?
Because he was trying to bring attention to the disparity, all right,
that
for
was
minorities.
not the proper place to bring it up.
Sure it was.
No,
if you've got
an issue, and he said the flag wasn't representing us like it should. That's why.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this is really getting hot. But we got
not for me. I'm just.
We got to bring this show to a close. But this is Ronald Barrington Robinson saying, "Stay focused."